welcome to this week's vlog.
Stop pointing like that. It's really aggressive.
Hello, welcome to this week's vlog. And that's your bit.
We are going to do the bench boxes and some other bits. So we have to paint and sand the bench boxes. I'm going to make a start on making the seat cushions. Rupert is...
all our electrical stuff has arrived, almost all of it, so we're kind of in the midst of that, of starting that. Started to run some cables yesterday and do bits and pieces like that.
Whilst we're on the topic of electrics, I personally think if this is your first van build, or even if it's not and you're not an electrician, you shouldn't do what we're doing it ourselves. You should definitely get an electrician to do it for you, because it has been a nightmare and it has taken forever, and we still don't 100% know.
There's just lots of research about what stuff you need to get and how to do it.
But that being said, once again, we've had so much help from this community. It has been amazing. Like the Facebook self-build camper van group is fantastic. We'll leave a link below to that. It's been such a great way of just really quickly getting answers to questions that we just didn't even know where to start with the research. I just want to shout out a couple of people who have been really helpful since we kind of become Instagram buddies with them. Just always really good at kind of giving us loads of advice and help, and they just seem to have like a ton of knowledge, which has been great. And also just generally, like, they're just really fun people. So Michael's Craft of Van Life has been really helpful.
And Victor VW Crafter Camper.
We will leave their Instagram handles here, but they have just been so good with everything, like just really helpful.
Check out their builds as well, because they're doing really well. And
they do really good, like we're really rubbish at doing videos, we completely get that, but they are really good at doing like really detailed, especially like Instagram kind of snippet videos of how to do things in a lot more detail, which has been really helpful as well. And just everybody, like, you know, we put a question up on Instagram and we get so many replies from people with like really good advice and help and knowledge, and just thank you to everyone who has really helped us kind of put this madness together. We are going to do a video shortly about
top 10 tips.
Top 10 tips. What we would change and what we would do
just
differently.
Top tips.
Oh, sorry, just top tips. We will also do a video on what we would do differently if we were to do it again. But for now, we are going to get cracking with our day, and that's it.
Enjoy the vlog.
Like and subscribe.
I've done my circuit diagram, which I'm pretty happy with. Now I need to connect it all up. So all my stuff's arrived. I'm going to do the batteries first with this 35mm cable.
All the gear, no idea.
Speak for yourself. So it's a bit annoying because with like the thick cable, you have to buy a special cable cutter and a special crimper just to do like a few connections on your to your battery and things like that. But oh well. So these are the cable cutters. I'll just give you an example. It's like a knife going through butter.
Oh, that looks so easy.
Yeah, and then all the bits come out. But anyway, so the process for the battery cables is, as I said, it's 35mm cable. It's really thick. So the first is to cut it to length. The next stage is to strip back the wire. We've been using a Stanley knife, so you're just stripping away the insulation and leaving the wire. You mustn't touch the wire with the Stanley knife. And then have we got one? Wait, we're doing a film.
We're filming.
And then you strip off enough so that your lug, these are called a lug or terminal crimp type thing, fits on there so there's no wires showing. And then the next stage is to crimp it on, which we'll show you in a minute. It's really important these connections are really tight, because otherwise that can cause a fire hazard.
Oh, did you test to see whether it was tight?
Pulled it as hard as I could. And before you crimp it on, make sure to put your heat shrink on first, which we'll show you in a minute.
Alright lads, lunch is
Oh no, we didn't put the heat shrink on this end. Oh, I failed on my own advice, but luckily I've still got this end, so I'm going to put a piece on and slide it all the way down. Right, so the next stage is to crimp this connector onto the end of the wire, and we're using one of these. It's the cheaper way to do it, purely because we haven't got many connections to make. We've only got about 4 of these to make, and some other ones for the battery charger. But you hit it with a hammer, and it's really important to make sure the connection is really tight. So we'll have a go at it on the workbench here. That's on. It's crimped nice and tightly, can't pull it off, even if you try really hard. So I'm going to slide the heat shrink over it and heat that up to kind of seal it over. There's the finished thing, all heat shrinked and done. So we'll try and attach that to the battery in a minute. I'm going to connect up these now. I'm not entirely sure. Put gloves on, I'm not really sure why. It's going to be a bit more difficult to do this bit with gloves. From what I understand, that bit goes on first, then this. Slow progress, so it's going in there.
Quick as we can now.
I think again this needs to be nice and tight. So that's connected up, I'm going to tighten them up a bit, and then we need to try and get the solar charge controller connected to the batteries. This is the multimeter which I got out and had a go with yesterday. It's from Screwfix. It's £10, so bargain basement, but had good reviews and probably do everything I needed to do. I had no idea how to use a multimeter since yesterday. Now I know how to do it. So you just point your little thing to the V, and then it's got several options like 220, 200, and that's just going to change the, I think that's just going to change the decimal points for measuring the voltage. So if you go to that 21, what I was doing yesterday is joining just the red and black, and it was coming up as 12.99 volts, and 13 volts for an AGM battery is 100% charge, so it's nearly there. So I was just thinking to myself, how am I going to know if I've connected these properly? So if I put the red from one and the black from the other, that should, if that's working on the multimeter, that should tell me that I've joined it up in a full circuit, and that still says 12.99, so I think that's right. So we're going to call those properly connected for the minute and try and connect up the solar next. Exciting times. So next up we're connecting the solar charge controller up. You have to connect the solar charge controller to the batteries first before you connect the charge controller to the panels. So we're doing that bit first. On the positive, we've connected the positive lead with a circuit breaker in between. Obviously it's all loose at the minute. Make sure the circuit breaker is near the battery terminal. All your circuit breakers need to be near the battery terminal because they're protecting the wire that goes after that, essentially. So we're going to connect the negative up. We've just crimped another crimp on the end of there. I've got the hang of that. With these it's a bit of a weird one. I didn't really know, if you look at the bottom of that, I didn't know how you connect the wire in, but I read online on the Victron community support group. It's quite good for some things, but it's quite techy also. But that said, that it doesn't, weirdly it doesn't say it in the manual, it just connects your wire to the charge controller. So all we're doing is stripping off the wire, which is what it said to do on the support forum, putting it in and tightening the screws in there to clamp down on the cable. So I'll show you that now. Using these wire cutters, they're pretty good automatic wire cutters. They just cut the insulation off the end of the wire. Again, I think these were from, I think those are from Screwfix as well, so they're pretty good. So battery, we've got the positive in there, we're doing the negative now. It's quite fiddly to get in here. I'm just trying to be careful to make sure all of my strands end up in there. None of them end up squished back. So then we'll just tighten this up. I feel like it's starting to clamp down now. That's now clamped on there, can't pull that out.
Then where's that black bit going to connect to?
That black bit's going to connect to the, so we've got the positive going onto there. Basically, to have your batteries properly connected in parallel, which will go at some point again properly, all your positives need to be connected to one terminal, and then all your negatives need to be connected to your negative terminal on the opposite battery. So in conclusion, that's going to go on there. Obviously this is all a mess at the minute and it'll be tidied up afterwards, but we're just connecting up as a kind of trial run for the minute.
Yes, my love.
So I think it's going to be one cushion there, one big cushion,
Yeah.
and then we're cutting out the middle as well. Do you agree?
So I think potentially.
Yeah, but what we're cutting now is one cushion, one cushion, one cushion,
Yeah,
three separate cushions, and then we're cutting out the middle and we'll deal with that another time. Oh, you did that.
They came for me, came for me, to take me where.
Can I go do some cooking now?
We not need supervising. Mattress company.
Well, yes and no.
The van is currently giving birth to the runs of the litter. Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh. T-shirts not quite big enough.
Probably.
Oh. Here we go.
Should probably cleared the wood away first. So it's pretty
Easy, does it?
painful.
Oh god.
Unhealed. Oh. just going to go downstairs and check that we've got all the right tools.
In the elevator. Oh yeah, it's quite a walk up these stairs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we've got our tools ready to go. So we've just been put our mattress on there.
Just been put on mattress.
Pardon?
Just been put on mattress.
Yeah, we've just been and put a mattress up on there and drawn underneath where we need to cut. So rumour is online that a electric carving knife is the best way to cut foam mattress. We've got a foam and a memory foam topper. So we're going to have a go at it. We haven't got any foam to spare, so it's a one shot thing. So here goes nothing. I'm going to start this side. Yeah, you said I'd have the same problem, would I? Oh, I'm not even joking, it's like a knife through butter.
They said to me, don't let them get you like they got me.
So big news on the van. Blue Chicken 84 has just discovered what we think might be an ancient dinosaur egg. What's that program where they do the digging? Something like the Great
Dig.
So if you show it down there, that's the start of it.
Here, a
I
rare
think you should be using a paintbrush.
dinosaur egg. Pried it loose, an egg.
And also, the other day under the soil we found this.
An ancient scythe.
So we don't know if this and the dinosaur egg are connected.
They're not, because they're not. There's nothing joining them.
Yeah, but if a dinosaur was using this and around here. Okay, see you next time on Great British Dig Off.
Adam, who is Michael's van camper van.
That's wrong.
Who is it? I thought his name was Adam.
No, that's Victor.
Oh yeah, Victor, that's it. So Adam at Victor's van,
No, you
crafter
said it
van.
wrong.
Victor's VW. Victor VW camper van.
No, Victor VW Crafter Camper.
Yeah. Michael's crafter camper van, for frick's sake. So, firstly, Michael's crafter van life.
So, I've got my multimeter from Screwfix. So I started using this yesterday. I had no idea how to use it. Basically, you just turn it pretty much always to that V and 20. You're measuring the voltage, so so you want it on that V, and then it's got two.
Pause and we start.
Okay.
And let's hope that this is right, because Rupert just said to me, oh, do you want me to double check your measurements? And I was like, no, I don't. So hopefully it's right, because otherwise could be in big trouble.